Thank you all for being here today. I'm Reverend Gregory Toole, and we have really a good thing here, huh? Really a good thing here. We come together here to remember the truth of who we are and the truth of who everyone else is, that we are divine expressions of that one whole, perfect, complete life that is God. We are divine expressions of that one whole, perfect, complete life that is God, and that is the truth of everyone we meet. Do you believe that? Yes. Yes. Of everyone you meet? All right, okay, good. Just make sure you're not making exceptions out there, because that would be going into separation, right? But if God is all there is, and it's only one life, and everyone is a divine expression of that, living it the best way they know how up until this moment. And our job is to help them live it better, right? To shine our light. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you to all of you who are online. We know that you are right here. There's no time or space in God. So, let's get it on. Mark Ruth's going to give us our announcements.
Good morning. This is the divine expression of announcements. Before I start with the announcements, I'd like to ask everyone to silence your phones, if you know how. And if you don't, ask Grant next time. You're invited to a gondola getaway sunset cruise through the canals of Long Beach, brought to you by Lisa and Joe Jimenez. The date is Saturday, October 4th. That's this Saturday, 6 p.m. Expect mild temperatures, mid to high 60s. Bring a jacket. Bidding closes today, 12:15 sharp. No bids after 12:15. And it's the highest and earliest bids will be the 12 guests that get to go. The drumming circle is meeting today at 12:30 p.m. across from the teen room. And on Saturday, last Saturday, Natalia Jansen did the improv for the soul. I got to tell you, I attended it, Monica attended it, there were over 20 people there. It was informative and a very, very fun workshop. If you missed it, Natalia says that she is planning on doing one again. Our labyrinth walk will be this Wednesday, October 1st, after service in Richelieu Hall. The sound bath. We will have a Vedic vibes, Himalayan sound and vibrational immersion with Sarah Kuruvia this coming Saturday, October 4th at 10 a.m. in Richelieu Hall. And people who had been to the sound bath before thought that was a very cleansing experience. Men's group meeting is next Monday, October 6th at 7 p.m. in the foyer. No yoga this Tuesday, September 30th. Yoga will continue October 7th. Ecstatic dance with DJ Ryan will be on Wednesday, October 8th. Okay, I got my steps in for the day. The volunteer fair will be on Sunday, October 12th in Richelieu Hall. We invite you to check out all the different ways that you can be of service in our community. You will be able to speak directly to the leaders of our various teams, and that way you can volunteer for the ones that really interest you. The Women's Circle will also be on Sunday, October 12th at 12:30 p.m. in the teen room. The Vegan Potluck will be on Wednesday, October 15th at 6 p.m. in Richelieu Hall. Page 2. Another divine dining event, date night dinner and a concert for two, hosted by Danny and Julia Blake. They're providing a $100 Visa card and 2 concert tickets. Opening bid is $100. The funds go to the center. So why is the opening bid so high at $100? Because you get a $100 Visa card in return, plus 2 tickets to a concert. It's a no-brainer and it's a win-win. Remembrance Day video. We will create a brand new video of our loved ones who have passed. Please see our flyer at the activity table for how to include your loved one. Only newly submitted photos will be used. Update your contact information with us. Forms are at the front desk. If you let us know your birthday, we will send you a happy birthday card. I wonder if you have to list your year also. I don't know. Event flyers are at the activity table in the lobby. To stay up to date, check out our weekly e-newsletter and Spirit Speaks magazine. This Wednesday's inspirational service will be led by the inspirational Dr. Moira Fox. Need a prayer today? Who doesn't? Come to the front of the sanctuary after service by the piano. A practitioner will lead a prayer circle or place your prayer request in the prayer box in the lobby. New friends, if you are here for the first time, please raise your hand so the ushers can bring you a gift bag. Anyone here for the first time? We got some winners over there on the back. Nice to have you being here. Welcome. Excellent. Any other winners on this side? Okay, well, you're all winners. In case you didn't want to raise your hand, be sure to visit our New Friends table for more information and to sign up for our e-newsletter and get a gift bag there if you didn't raise your hand. And finally, a big thank you to all our volunteers. We appreciate you so much. This wonderful spiritual community could not run without you. Thank you.
I would invite you all to turn within for a moment. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath.
Love surrounds you, peace surrounds you, angels surround you every day, all day long, morning, noon, and night. You are surrounded by the light. Love surrounds you, peace surrounds you, angels surround you every day, all day long, morning, noon, and night. You are surrounded by the light. You are surrounded by the light of God, the light of peace, the light of love. You are surrounded by the light of God, the light of peace, the light of love. Love surrounds you, peace surrounds you, angels surround you every day, all day long, morning, noon, and night. You are surrounded by the light. Love surrounds you, peace surrounds you, angels surround you every day, all day long, morning, noon, and night. You are surrounded by the light. You are surrounded by the light of God, the light of peace, the light of love. You are
You are surrounded by light, by love, by peace, by angels. We are divine, and everything in our experience is divine. All is sacred. All of life is sacred. All of life is one infinite wholeness, one infinite divine presence of light and love and peace, and the messengers of light and love and peace. And we are those messengers of light and love and peace. We are divine expressions of that one. And so I know that as we gather here this morning, that there is a rising up of that light and that love and that peace within our being. And so we create medicine here today. And we are immersed in that medicine that we create here. Collectively, we create this beautiful medicine, the musicians, the practitioners, the ministers, and then all the people in the congregation who are taking it in and circulating it and putting it back out. And so we are immersed in this beautiful spiritual medicine here today that is transcending, transmuting anything that is unlike light, love, peace, joy. And we send it forth even beyond the walls of this room to any and all who are receptive, so that they too may experience the light, the love, the peace, the joy that is our divine inheritance. I am so grateful for this truth, so grateful for the good that is right now unfolding. In gratitude, I release this word, I let it be. And so it is.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
We have been talking in the month of September about transformation. To me, transformation is a really big word, and my first thought was from Genesis, where Abram was changed into Abraham by God when he sealed the covenant for the Hebrews. And then in the New Testament, the Roman soldier Saul changed his name to Paul after this blinding, mystical experience on the road to Damascus when the resurrected Jesus appeared to him. And he became a disciple to the Gentiles, in addition to the 12 that Jesus had appointed that served the Jews. So transformation seemed like such a big word, but what does it really mean? It means change. And Troward says that change is just built into us. It is part of who we are. He says that the creative process is in our minds. We are created with that creative process, and so we're always in that flow of creative process. He goes on to say that when we want to direct change in our lives, we simply do it the way God created us, by contemplating. Self-contemplating is what Spirit did. So we contemplate. And Troward suggests those 7 principles that he indicated: light, life, love, peace, power, beauty, and joy. And these are the principles of God that we contemplate so that we can direct the change in our lives along with the spiritual principles. This is the way that life is always on our side, because we are keeping our side, our mind, on that side of God. So as we come into this understanding and knowing that we are the director of our lives, I want to close with a version of the Lord's Prayer, the Great Commandment, that comes from Emma Curtis Hopkins by way of Dr. Kathy Ann Lewis. And it reads, Mother, Father, God within me, wholeness is your name. Your kingdom is here now. Your will is done within me. I grant me everything I need. And forgive my lack of courage to command the law. Don't let me be tempted by appearances, and deliver me from evil. For yours is the realm of the kingdom of power and glory within me. And so it is.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am so happy to announce today's guest soloist, our very own beloved Reverend Mary Morgan.
Good morning, my beloved Redondo Beach. This is a song that I wrote, and if you take a look out in the lobby, there's 3 really magnificent people that have made their graduation to the next higher plane. And I dedicate this to them, and especially to our dear little Ruth Wagner. This was her favorite song. She always asked me to sing it, so here you go. I believe you are an angel. You were sent here from above, and you were brought here to remind us that all we are is love. I see the heavens send its light out in a love that flows so sweet. And I will look into my soul and know I am always complete. And love reveals that all things heal when we look into our hearts, to know that what we truly seek, we already are. So lift your vision high to meet God within your soul, and feel the splendor radiate, the answer to love's call. Yes, I believe we all are angels. We were sent here from above, and we were brought here to remind ourselves that all we are is love. Yes, all we are is love. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Reverend Mary Morgan. Let's give her some more love. Well, as has been mentioned, a couple of our beautiful members transitioned to the next realm this week, one day after the other. On Tuesday, our beloved Bill Salem, who you might remember ran for the board this year, and he was very well known in the men's group, made his transition, a very intentional, conscious transition with family and friends around. I was there with him as well. He was so ready. He was so complete with his life here. He felt so fulfilled in this life. I want to read something from his wife, Nadine, that she sent as a tribute to him. And Bill's original name was Nabil. He was born in Egypt. I didn't find that out until I went to visit him in the hospital. And I said, I'm here to see Bill Salem. He said, we don't have a Bill Salem. He said, we have a Nabil Salem. And I said, right, he's from Egypt. Yes, that's him. So his wife wrote, "In loving memory is with heavy heart that I am announcing the passing of my beloved husband, Nabil Bill Salem. He made his transition peacefully at home on September 23rd, 2025. Nabil was a man of peace, forgiveness, immense kindness, a devoted husband, a cherished brother, a loving grandfather, a trusted confidant, a loyal friend, and a wise mentor to many. To all who were fortunate to have known him, I am sure you have many beautiful memories of his wisdom, warmth, and strength. I thank you from the depths of my heart for your love and support. In accordance with his wishes, Nabil will be cremated, and on October 5th, a service will be held at 12:30 right here. So next Sunday at 12:30 after service, we'll hold a service, celebration of life service for Bill Salem. In early 2026, there will be a military tribute in his honor, followed by a celebration of life. Details will be sent as the date approaches. Thanks for standing with me and the family during this difficult time. With love, Nadine Salem." And what a beautiful couple they are. And so we just bless Bill on this next stage of his journey. We bless him as his soul now soars free. And he was so clear on that, by the way. He was so clear about this eternal life and that he was complete here and that he was ready for this next leg of his journey. I also want to share some about our beloved Ruth Wagner. We got something from her daughter Sharon. And Ruth, many of you may remember, there's Nadine right here. This is Nadine Salem right here up in the front, Bill's wife. Wonderful being. Yes. You may remember Ruth Wagner because she was ushering here like every Sunday, and every Wednesday, she was like the usher, like every Wednesday, like all the time. Just the epitome of being of service to this community. And her daughter Sharon wrote, on Wednesday, September 24th, our beloved Ruth Wagner transitioned in the warm embrace of spirit. Ruth's presence and devotion to the center were a true blessing. She remained deeply connected to our community, finding great joy in watching recordings of past services, her heart lighting up at the sound of familiar voices and the messages of truth and love that meant so much to her. Her family extends their heartfelt gratitude to everyone at the Center for Spiritual Living, outpouring of love and support shown to Ruth and to them over the years. Ruth cherished the memories created here and held this spiritual home close to her heart. A celebration of Ruth's life will be announced for November once details have been finalized. May her spirit continue to shine brightly in our hearts. Let's take a moment just in quietness and in stillness to just send love and light to these two souls as they soar, as they are greeted by love on the other side. Let us just send our love and gratitude to these two beings in the next realm. Thank you so much. I have another announcement to make on a different note. The choir, where's Elise? Elise isn't here for my big announcement. The choir, on Tuesday, I met with the choir and we did some visioning. And we went through a whole process and back and forth and, a creative process with like 25 people. It's a very interesting thing to go through a creative process with 25 people, and we were going, but we get to trust that process. And in trusting that process, I didn't even know if we would come out with a name in one session because oftentimes it might take 2 or 3. But I also trusted, and I felt intuitively that we were going to. That's what I told Elise. I said, I don't know. I can't guarantee you we're going to come out of a name with that out of that first session, but I think we will. I could just feel something wanted to be birthed. So, drum roll, please. We now have the Joyful Waves Choir. Yes. The Joyful Waves Choir. And they're going to do so many big things. And I was sharing with Elise that one day, 5 years, 10 years from now, when they're world famous, the people who were in this room will be like, we were there when we created that name, the Joyful Waves Choir. So excited about what's going on there. Such a dedicated group of people and just blossoming, and Elise Carver doing such a great job in leading them. And we got Joe here with us today too. Joe's here today. Joe went through a little transformation. We've been talking about transformation. He went through a little transformation in the hospital, came back out being vibrant. And Joe and Lisa are such important members of, everyone is, but they're such vibrant, very active members of our community. And we celebrate you, and it's so good to see you back here with us here today, Joe. Yes. So we have been talking about transformation all month, and today is the final one, and today we're talking about You 2.0. You know how they have operating systems, right? You get like iOS 5 point, I think iOS is up to like 18 point something, and for all of you, you might be up to like you know, 300.5. But we're just going to call it You 2.0. Right? These transformations that we go through, where we evolve over time, where we are constantly being made new. How many of you are constantly being made new? Yes. How many of you are unrecognizable as far as what you would have been 20 years ago? Yeah. We're always in this change. There's a business book called If It Ain't Broke, Break It. And I love that title, right? And in that book, the authors say that they say move or be moved by it. You know, move, or something like move or you will be moved, right? Because life is always moving on. Life is always moving on. Life is always in this forward momentum. So if we are standing still, we're actually falling behind. And I love these very successful businesses, right? If you notice very successful businesses, very successful companies, they're always in a state of change. They're always introducing something new. Even before you could realize, like when Apple was coming out with the iPad, which I carry everywhere with me. You know, my talks get done on there, my notes get taken on there. If I'm in a meeting, everything happens on my iPad. Well, when Apple came up with that idea, I said, what a stupid idea. I said, that's an interesting. I thought, I already have an iPhone, I have a computer. Who needs this other thing, right? I do, apparently. But Steve Jobs was a genius, right? He would see what was needed before the rest of us could see it. That's the beauty of it, right? It wasn't broken. Apple was already a successful company. The iPhone was, doing great. The Mac computer was doing great. All kinds of other products were doing great. But it's like, keep on innovating, keep on inventing, keep on surrendering over to see what Spirit wants to do with us, right? They say that a minister's job is to comfort the afflicted. You're aware of that? Minister's job is to comfort the afflicted? Yeah. But do you know what the other side of that? The minister's job is also to afflict the comfortable. Because we can get so comfortable with our lives the way they are, right? We're like, hey, I'm doing great, right? Like I got all kind of prosperity. I got this wonderful relationship. I got all this. My life is good. I don't need anything else. I don't need anything. But that's not how life is. Life isn't like that. There's no place we arrive, there's no destiny that we arrive at where we go, okay, I've arrived. Life is always beckoning us into the next, and into the next, and into the greater, and into the greater. It's always beckoning us. I had an accounting teacher in high school. We had an accounting teacher at my high school. So I took accounting in high school, and the man who was the teacher I believe his name was Mr. Creeley, because I just opened my yearbook after, gosh, it's a long time ago that I graduated high school. But he was not into fashion, right? Like, he couldn't get with fashion. He couldn't get with, like, whatever the latest thing was. But back in the 70s, there was this thing called leisure suits. He said, oh my goodness, I found my niche. I love these leisure suits. So he went and filled his whole closet with leisure suits. Leisure suits lasted as a popular thing, I think, only for about 6 months. And for some reason, after like 6 months, they were like, what is this? And they were like, not even just not popular, they were like, it was kind of like a negative thing to wear a leisure suit. But we're always being called into the new, being called in. He thought he was done. He's like, I got this leisure suit. I got a whole closet full. Now I'm going to be Mr. Fashionable Guy here. I never was before, but now I'm going to be Mr. Fashionable Guy. And then life within 6 months just moved on from that. But that's the way our lives are. We're constantly being beckoned into the greater and the greater and the greater. My iPad turned off. I wonder if that means I'm not supposed to be looking at my notes here. It's like, I've been talking about losing weight myself this month as part of my transformation. And I kind of had a view of doctors in some ways of like, oh, these doctors, they just aren't with us like metaphysicians and us who do things in a more holistic way, and they're always wanting to get you on medication and all that. But then I had an insight recently, because what I realized is the doctors in many cases are simply following the lead of what they see, right? Because I said to my doctor, I was looking at all the different things, and I was looking at my weight, and I was looking at how weight contributes to all these other things, right? And I said to my doctor, well, what if I just lose weight? And he kind of scoffed at that, he was kind of like, yeah, okay. And then it was like, okay, like medication, blah, blah, blah. The next time I came back, I had lost over 10 pounds. He said, third time, oh, this is good. I'm going to keep riding this. That's the third time for applause on losing the weight. I'm going to keep riding this like a month from now. Hey, I lost another pound. He said, how'd you do it? And what I said to him, I said, I paid attention. And of course, he looked at me like, what? And I said, I just started really paying attention to my habits and the way that I was eating, and I started paying attention to the fact that I was not nearly as active as I thought I was. And then he opened up to a whole other way of talking to me. He said, oh, with every 10 pounds you lose, and he started telling me what that impact had on blood pressure, and all, because now he saw, because I think what doctors are looking at when they're giving us things is it's like most people actually won't change. So it's not their fault that they're basically saying most people won't change, so therefore we got to give them the medication, we got to give them this other thing, we got to give them this other thing, because most people won't change. Not people here, right? Because we're in Science of Mind and we're all about that, right? Right? We're all about change. We're in the change business. But that was an interesting insight I had, because it was like, oh, my doctor's okay working with me on this metaphysical realm, on this realm of shifting habits, shifting behavior, shifting my thoughts. He just wanted to see some evidence that I really meant it. Because he really did. He said, okay, well, come back in 6 months. You know, because I said, I'm going to lose like 30, 40 pounds. He said, okay, all right, come back in 6 months. It was like a course change. But the thing is we really are capable of change. And sometimes when I say that, even in a group of science and mind people, I say, oh, but yeah, change is hard. It's hard to make a change. It's hard to change what you're eating. It's hard to change your habits. And what it really is there is a mental, emotional, spiritual component to all of this. So yeah, if we just are at that surface level of I'm gonna use my willpower to change, you know, and we can only get so far with that, right? Uh-oh, am I losing something here? I think so. I'm coming undone. I'm redone. Me 3.0. But it's what I said to my doctor. We start paying attention, right? We start paying attention to what is the root cause of why I do what I do. We start paying attention to what do I think about myself? What do I think about the world? What do I think about life? And we start paying attention to the emotional, mental habits that have us behave in a certain particular way. Right? So I started observing myself, and I had a little setback this past week, you know, because I had been eating, you know, at the end of the day, just eating a nice, healthy salad, like totally raw food, like really just good, healthy salad at the end of the day, and that was really working, you know, like things were dropping off, and I was doing a lot of other things, of course, too, doing my 10,000 steps a day and everything. Well, this one day, it had been a big day, and a lot had gone on that day. And so at the end of the day, I found myself, and I was observing it at the same time, but I found myself wanting to eat a big meal at the end of the day. And I also noticed that it wasn't necessarily that I was so hungry. I noticed that my old emotional pattern had kicked in. And I noticed that this part of me that wanted to comfort myself had kicked in. And I didn't fight it, but I was really paying attention, and I was really observing it. And I saw, oh, look at that. So this is a part of the pattern that got me to the place where now I'm wanting to lose weight. Was when the comfort was needed. Food was a great thing. And then I realized how big of a role food was playing in my life. How much I was thinking about food, like all the time, like, oh yeah, after work, I'm gonna go get this big, you know, and also I noticed how often I wasn't, you know, they say like eating to live or living to eat. You know, I was living to eat as opposed to eating to live. And so I noticed how often my eating had nothing to do with being hungry. So when we say changing habits is hard, I want us to reframe that, because it is changing habits requires us to pay attention. Changing habits requires us to get in touch, to observe ourselves, and to realize that I can change my thinking and I can change my behavior, right? Once I realize that I can, who here can change their thinking? Everyone, right? We can change our thinking. And does that matter? Yeah, changing our thinking really matters. And then we can change our behavior if we pay attention. If we pay attention to what is it that causes me to do what I do. Like if we just try to use our willpower, we're going to fall down because we're not changing the underlying cause of that thing. But when I start to notice, oh, I'm eating to provide myself comfort, to soothe myself, to numb myself sometimes. Now I'm starting to get some understanding. I'm understanding myself. I'm understanding what's going on with me, and with that understanding, I can start to make some changes. So that's the invitation today. That's the message here today. That transforming ourselves, making big changes. There's a phrase attributed to Confucius that said, to avoid big problems, take care of little problems. So we start to take care of these little things. We start to notice how we're showing up. We start to notice the why of what we're doing. And we start to change the why of what we're doing. And so my why has been now that I want to really be vibrant and healthy and alive and energized. And so I get really excited about that. I get really excited about eating really healthy food. Last night when I had my salad, it wasn't a sacrifice. It was like, oh, this is so, my body is loving this. It is like so clean on the inside of my body. And I got on the scale this morning and it was like 1.2 pounds less than yesterday. It was like, yes, yes, yes. The day before that, it was like 1.5 pounds more than the day before. And it's like paying attention. Paying attention. So every time I'm looking at the weight, I'm also looking at now, how was I yesterday? What did I do yesterday? How did I eat yesterday? How was my thinking yesterday? How was my physical activity yesterday? So each day when I get on the scale, I'm like, okay, whatever's that next goal that I'm going for weight, it's like, all right, we're going for that today. We're going for that today. And it usually isn't that I'm going for, but as long as it's a step closer to that, it's like, okay, victory. So my friends, I want to say to you that we are so capable of change. Because so often, yes, absolutely, too often, even in the Science of Mind community, too often I hear about how hard it is to make a change. So we can start letting go of that. Because it's like anything else. Is it hard to install, I'm trying to think of, is it hard to install a light bulb we all know how to do. But is it hard to install like some rusted pipe under your sink? Is it hard to change that and put a new pipe in? A lot of us would say yes, someone would say no, right? I remember when I owned a home, back in Oakland years ago, when you own a home, you don't want to be calling somebody out to repair everything, right? So you start learning things, and I always thought of myself, I can't change a pipe, that's plumber's work, right? But then I started looking at it and paying attention, and I was like, oh, this part fits here, and this part fits here, and I bet I could undo, because it was like one of those connecting pipes, like one of those pipes coming straight down, pipes coming straight over, and then it was one of those. And I was like, I bet I could take, and I went to the hardware store, and they said, yeah, you could do that, and here's the part, and I went home and I changed it, and I was like, yeah. So it's not hard or easy. It just means we have to pay attention. And we have to learn the dynamics of that thing. The dynamics of that thing. So it's like as I go through this process of losing weight right now, it's like really paying attention and really looking at what causes me to gain, what causes me to lose, mentally, emotionally, physically. And the more I pay attention and the more I learn, even though when I had another realization that wasn't pleasant, which was when I looked at the weight that was like the lowest weight I could remember being in any recent times. I was like, that's not really that great of a weight. I was like, the lowest weight I could remember being in the last 20 years was like overweight. And so when I look now at paying attention and taking steps and learning and growing and looking at how it's becoming easy, it certainly would not have appeared easy before, because I went 20 years just doing what I do, and I even thought that I was still really fit, because I could go play tennis and I could go do volleyball and I could do these things. But we can learn, and we can grow, and we can change. And it's one of the most beautiful things we do in this life. If it ain't broke, break it. Go make a change. Go do something just because. Because standing still is going backwards. And what we're meant to do is go forward. Let's go forward, my friends. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. God bless you. God bless you. All right, we're going to hear from Reverend Mary Morgan, accompanied by her friendly musicians over there.
I'm going to share this song with you that my friend Sherry Williams Fletcher shared with me. So it's got a real jazziness to it, so get your wiggle on, okay? Heard it my whole life. The nicest guys always finish last. Look out for yourself, my friend. The golden rule is just a thing of the past. People say fighting dirty is the only thing the world's gonna understand. But not me, not today. That's not the way that I play. I say love wins, and love wins. Now you can turn on the light, 'cause by and by, love wins, yeah, yeah, love wins. Some say it's a cruel world. I read the same morning paper as you. May seem like the times are hard, but you know you're gonna make it through. People say that the devil's working overtime and he's got the upper hand. But hold on, take a look, 'cause I read the end of the book and I say love wins. Love wins, yeah, yeah. Love wins, yeah. Now there's a truth inside of you, and its light will see you through. So let love lead the way. It's all you really, really have to say. Love wins. Ooh, love wins. You can turn on the light, 'cause by and by, love wins, yeah, yeah. Love wins, yeah, yeah. Love wins, yeah, yeah. Love wins, yeah, yeah. Everybody sing now. Love wins, yeah, yeah. Love wins, yeah, yeah. Love wins, yeah, yeah. Let me hear you now. Let me hear you now. Love wins, yeah, yeah. Love wins, yeah, yeah. Love wins, yeah, yeah, yeah. Love wins. Let us thank Elise for that amazing arrangement. She's awesome. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you so much, Reverend Mary Morgan. Let's hear it again for Reverend Mary Morgan. Who's the composer of that? Bill Cantos. It reminded me of kind of like a Ramsey Lewis old like jazz thing. My dad used to love Ramsey Lewis, and so we'd be in the car as teenagers, you know, thinking our parents are really square, and Ramsey Lewis would come on the radio, and my dad would just start jamming out. He'd turn up the radio, and he'd jam out on Ramsey Lewis. Now I like Ramsey Lewis. Go figure. So we reached that time of conscious giving. We got our beautiful ushers here today. We got Bob and Dan and Mary Lou and Ruth. Yeah. Give them a hand. Give them a hand. They are awesome, just like you are. So many ways to give here. You can text to give, 424-379-3733. Try that out sometime. Just put a dollar amount in and text it to that number, and boom, and a magic will start happening. Go to the website, redondocsl.org/donate. Or you can use the QR code, and for those of you online, we welcome you as well if you received something good today to support us financially. We really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Let's hold our gift in our hand, maybe our hand to our heart, as we say our affirmation together. Divine love consecrates my gift. It goes forth to heal, to bless, and to prosper all those who give and all those who receive. I rejoice in the sharing of my good. I release my gift with love, and so it is.
Grateful for the morning, grateful for the sunlight on my face, grateful for the feeling, I'm grateful for the knowing, grateful for the love that's in this place, grateful for believing that God is all there is, that God is all there is. Grateful for the morning, grateful for the sunlight on my face, grateful for the feeling, I'm grateful for the knowing, grateful for the love that's in this place, grateful for believing that God is all there is, that God is all there is, God is all there is.
Yes, let's hear it for Elise Carver and Jean-Louis Boudreau. We have such great musicians here at the center. We are blessed. and such great volunteers. And someone asked me at one of my other churches, they said, I have been coming to this church they were kind of saying like the church wasn't a friendly place. Like, I've been coming to this church, not here, but another church. I've been coming here for 5 years and I still don't know anyone. And I said, 2 ways that you get to know people. First, well, not in any order, but 2 ways you get to know people. You join a team and you serve, you get into sacred service, and you take classes. If you do one or both of those, you will know lots of people. And so on September 12th, we're going to be honoring, we're going to have a volunteer appreciation dinner, and October 12th, thank you. See, it takes a village, Don't leave me hanging up here. Thank you, Monica. So October 12th, October 12th, we're gonna celebrate our volunteers. Oh wait, do I have it backwards? Do I have it backwards? So October 12th, we're gonna have thank you. It's gonna take the whole audience to get this. The whole village. We need the whole village today. Thank you. October 12th is when we are going to have our fair so that you can meet people who are engaged in service and you can become of service yourself. And I really want the whole community, I want every person in the community to have some way that they are being of service, even if it's for 1 hour a week or whatever, because there's no bystanders here, there's no observers here. We're all part of this. So I want every person to have somewhere where you go like, okay, this is where I'm going to volunteer. 1 hour a week, 5 hours a week, your whole life. However you want to be of service. And then on October 26th, what's happening on October? I'm afraid to get it backwards now. The volunteer dinner. I was just talking about the dinner. Oh, so the 12th is the fair. Okay, the 12th is the fair. Who's on first? What's on second? And I don't know who's on third. All right. So the volunteer dinner will be on the 12th. You should have gotten an invitation. Wait, who's on first? And what's on second? And I don't know who's on third. Pay attention. I'm paying attention. All right, what's on the 12th? The fair. The volunteer fair is on the 12th. And what's on the 26th? The volunteer dinner. So you should have, if you're one of our volunteers, you should either have already or be receiving a direct email invitation to that. If somehow we missed you, come talk to us. But we're really just honoring those who have already been volunteering. And then, of course, next year, since all of you will be volunteering, then all of you will be at that volunteer dinner next year. All right. Before I get it wrong again, let's stand up. Now you see how my mind works sometimes. All right, so let us do a prayer together here. So you're going to need your hands. Don't hold hands yet unless you just want to. You're going to need your hands, right? If you're like me, right? When you speak your words, you're like, I speak my word. All right, ready? There's only one life. That life is God's life. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. And I, Gregory, speak my word. It is a word of power unto a law that only knows to say yes. So I speak my word right now. I declare and know that I can change anytime I want. I know that I am paying attention. And as I pay attention, I see, I learn, I adjust, I change, I am made new. I am so grateful. I release this word I'd let it be. And so it is. Yes! All right, now join hands and let's sing the peace song. Our ministers, practitioners are coming up on the stage.